So I decided to make another video. I wanted to tell you that what I did was I found a person on I'm going to say TikTok. I'll tell you who it is and I'll put a link up and you can see all of it. But I had noticed that there was a lot of parasite things on TikTok. That's mostly health, and parasites is mostly what I look at when I look at TikTok. And I decided that I wanted to go with the Dr. Lodi, Lodi, I believe. You can look it up. Protocol for getting rid of parasites. Now, what I did was I did it, and at the very time I was in the middle of doing it, the person that was showing Dr. Lodi's protocol and being willing to help you get the meds, I sort of joined her site and made myself known to her, and followed her directions. Right in the middle of this, she decided that she wanted to charge. Now, honestly, what you get for this is worth it. She's not asking for a dollar amount as of yet that I know of. She just wants to be paid something, and I think it's worth it. So I'm just telling you, I think it's worth it. Now, I don't necessarily agree with the idea of taking, drugs and, even the barnyard animal parasite antiparasiticals. But I do believe that from my experience with fasting, for those of you who do not know, I did go, I did have a seatbelt charge that landed me in jail for 60 days because the judge doesn't like it whenever you question them. Though I've found a way to question them where really I'm not even questioning, I'm just making statements. I do not accept, I do not consent, and I do not understand. And I'm just going to continue to say that until somebody listens, because they got to have your consent, they got to have your acceptance, and they got to get you to stand under them, which is what they mean when they say, do you understand? They're wanting you to say that you stand under them, which is highly deceptive, and that's why you stand when a judge enters the room. I recommend that you don't be waiting for the judge to come in. You come in late. That's what I recommend. But bottom line is, I have been in a courtroom where I was instructed by my friend not to stand up no matter what they threatened us with, and you know what? It worked. Yes, they're going to hiss, and they're going to spit, and they're going to threaten, and they're going to stand over you, and they're going to make you feel like they're going to do some stuff to you. Now, as to whether or not they can hit you with a directed microwave energy weapon in the courtroom, like they did to me in front of a magistrate, I wouldn't put anything past them. But you can survive that microwave weapon, because it's just like they've got them set for different things, and they really don't want to kill you against your will unless you're you have made promises to them where they think that they own you. And even though they have been, throwing deceptive things at you all your life, to your mother who signed your birth certificate, which put the wheels in motion for you to have a straw man account, which is basically a corporation that's in all capital letters. So when you receive that mail and it's got all capital letters, that's not really for you, the flesh and blood man. It's more for your corporation, because they can't deal with flesh and blood man. The reason they can't deal with flesh and blood man that way, and this is the lesson that you're getting here, is that they know that going against natural law is against God's law, and they will pay for that. Their game is that they're trying to avoid death, because when you die, you face the creator of all, and you answer for everything you've done. So if they can find a way to keep their dirty asses, cheating death, so to speak, like, for example, clones, organic robotoids, robots. Okay, all of these are designed. Listen to the song, Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto. Thank you very much for giving me a place to hide. Yeah. They don't want to die because they know when they die, they have to be judged. So they're going to try to avoid judgment as long as they can. Now, they will not be able to avoid judgment. It's not going to happen. But they're going to try to avoid judgment. And that's what all of the stupidity with, the Queen of England, when she was alive, Donald Marshall, talked all about it. Okay, if you haven't seen Donald Marshall's stuff, make sure you see it. I watched an alien TV show. It was alien things they don't want you to know about, that are these great secrets. And it's like a 30-minute show. I can't remember the exact name of it, but it was like a news show. And they would report on various subjects. And the subject that I saw was where our government met with the Nordics, which are going to be your Anunnaki, right? To try to make a deal with them. Whatever that deal was, I don't know. They weren't specific about it on the show. But our government turned down and entered into an agreement instead with the alien greys. Now, the alien greys are really just the fallen angels. That's Inky and his lot. The dolphin greys mixed with, they've got Allah, okay, 2 legs, 2 arms, and a head. Get it? Allah. Anyway, that was the one that Anu fought. That's the one whose face is on Mars. Not the Mars that's up in the sky, because you can't even see that. There is a infrared circle in the sky that eclipses the moon. It's way larger than the sun and the moon. But it's actually representative of a land that's outside the ice walls. So just know that the god of war is your O positives, okay? These are the original Satans. These are the original Satans. So what happens is you've got your RH negatives, you've got your RH positives. And when the and you have the RH negatives were originally A and B, which is from your hominid stock. Yeah, A and B from your hominid stock. And the O's were something different. Now, they're from your reptilian stock. But, okay, here we go again. Here we go again. See, they can't stand it when I tell you the truth. They're going to make me sound like Satan. I see you're messing with my computer. Doesn't matter where my computer is. You've got the IP address, whatever. And, you know, wherever I take it, you're going to do this because you don't like what I'm saying. That should be a clue to whoever's watching that I am definitely on to something. Okay? So all of these A's and B's that are no longer able to sustain an A and B are those who have basically, like in Star Wars, gone to the dark side of the Force. They've gone to the dark side of the Force. What is the dark side of the Force? Dark side of the Force is the negative side of the Force. But do you see how they do it? They want you to think that they are positive and we are negative, right? That's part of the game here, is to convince everybody that this little bitty group of RH negatives are ruining the world. Because there's 15% of us. And yet, we're so powerful that we ruin the world because we're such pedophiles. We're such pirates that we, will literally traffic our own wives. That's what the mafia does. They traffic. They basically set up a faux pas relationship with these poor women. The reason I know this is because the rat bastard that did this to my daughter, plus the chicken plucker before him. Yeah, I see what they do. See, I've gotten a great education from watching them. And they look like you and me. In fact, many of these people are going to be in your family. And what's going to happen is one day you're going to get a visit from them and you're going to think that they're there in your best interest, but they don't like you. They hate you. They are jealous of you. They have written songs after songs after songs after songs after songs after songs after songs about it. Some of them I have played for you, okay? But my favorite one that they wrote is Creep, because they are creeps and they are creepers and they are creepy. No question about it. In fact, the Bible calls them the animals that creep upon the earth. What would be more accurate are them that live just under the earth plane. Okay? In other words, they may pop their head out and occasionally enjoy the sun, but they're really not interested in the sun. Therefore, the sun will be removed from their existence. And that is exactly what will be happening. For any of those who sign up for AI, who is Satan, the devil. This is how he will control the masses. I'm talking about all you people that took the vaccine and took the graphene oxide into your body. Go look at videos about it so that you can become educated. Now understand that you can get past that. See, there's always an antidote for every stinking lie that they tell you. There's an antidote. So you want to get past your graphene oxide, get yourself some spirulina, EDTA, whatever. You know, it's about $30 on Amazon. And, you know, or get yourself even better activated charcoal for 15 bucks, 90 count, 100 and, 1,200 milligrams. And clean your dirty ass out of your heavy metals, which graphene oxide is, and your mercuries that they've been putting in your mouth since you were a little kid. They did me even before I was old enough to say yes or no. Your root canals, all of that is designed to defile your human body. So this is why I decided to go with Dr. Lodi's protocol, because when an animal assails you, you have the right to put that animal down. And that is in the Gospel of the Holy 12, I'm pretty sure. It's not that the Essenes were going around looking for trouble with insects or fungus or whatever, but they often found, before they found out the truth about the way things worked here, that they had already been assailed. And so there was nothing left for them to do in them days but to fast. And let me tell you something, fasting may work, but you may also be within an inch of death before you get the queen mother out of your dirty ass. I'm talking about the tapeworm that's in your up your ass, that's probably, I don't know, 18 feet long. And if you look on TikTok and you look up these bears that are walking around with a 20-foot tapeworm hanging, 3 of them hanging out of their asses, you will get what I'm talking about. Now, you know, in the Gospel, the Essenes book, what was it? The Essene Gospels. Gospel of Peace. I learned that, you know, they had a story in there where they got one of these out and they called it Satan. Because people think, well, demons are able to, you know, live in people's bodies. They're able to walk in and hang out there and pull the levers and be a puppet master with their hand up your ass and make you do all kinds of things. Actually, while that is probably true with their electromagnetic self, their physical self are the parasites. You see, this is the group that were one of the first to be created. What was it, on the 5th day, I believe? And because of that, you know, they have this high opinion of themselves where they think that they have the almighty right to interfere with people's, you know, natural law. And that they're above us. Not because they're from any great height, because they're not. They're not from outer space. Not a single one of them are from outer space. You know, we live on a flat earth plane that is probably got many islands and lands. everywhere. Outside the ice wall, there may even be some places that are uninhabited the further you go. The bottom line is we have something very special here. We have a sun, okay? So the sun is in charge here. Though the sun, they want you to think, oh, the sun, goes down. Therefore it dies. So it goes down. They want you to believe that crap. But what the sun is actually doing is just going out of your range. It's just going out of your range, that's all. So that you will understand that there are two here, the sun and the moon. The sun is the good guy, and the moon is the bad guy, but some people will call it the mother, okay? Just so you know. Now, how a mother can be bad, I don't really understand this, but I can tell you that they have made movies about certain mothers, talking about them that are like Amazonians, Amazion, Diana Prince, for example, Wonder Woman, okay, that are man-like. Just understand there's been a lot of mixing here. A lot of mixing. Which may explain why some of your Rh positives may be worthy of living in a world with us. Okay? That does not mean that we need to be together. Okay? That we need to, like we live in a world with cats and dogs, but that does not mean we're procreating with our cats and dogs. Do you understand that? Many people are happy to live in a world with their pets. That does not mean they're having sexual relationships with them. Though these do. These do. Because, see, they want to get out of the basement. And that's the only way they think that they can get out of the basement, even though we are not of like mind. A Rh negative woman's body will literally try to kill that fetus because it deems it as a alien. Now, some of you are going to say, I'm speaking against Rh positives. Well, no, I'm just asking the Rh positives to understand their place. See, they have one problem that is going to be a huge problem for them. And that is that they won't respect anybody's boundaries. And see, that's part of natural law. When you won't respect the boundaries of others, that's a problem. You have mental problems that either you don't seem to understand, you think you're better than the rest of us, you think that you have a right to infringe upon somebody's free will, but you don't. And this is why you don't want to die, because you know when the moment that you die, you go to judgment. And guess what? You get to visit your boss. Your boss. Your one and only boss. And you don't want to do that because you have been a very bad boy and girl. You have been very bad. You have caused all of the trouble, all of the heartbreak, all of the lying, all of the thieving and stealing, all of the pedophilia, and even the witchcraft where you have taken children and pleasured them because something's wrong with you, that you think that's okay because you don't have no boundaries. And now we're watching TV and we see who you are. This is by design. We have to be able to know who you bastards and bitches are. And it turns out that you are the left. And while many of you have defiled the A negatives and the B negatives and the AB negatives, and you have turned them into you because you wanted to make them you. All of that can be reversed. And you can end up alone being the brunt of the, trouble that you caused. Do you understand? All of this business about raping people in their behinds. Okay? See, you're trying to sign people up for your stupidity because once you put your what in some kids, what, that they are going to be bothered until either you stop bothering them, probably, 90 days, till you stop bothering them because they don't want they don't want to be bothered, or you're going to make them try to think about, every time they think about their bunghole, they're going to think about sex. And you do this through your goddamn parasites and your goddamn, spirits that are dirty and rotten, because worthless seed has grown up. That's out of Enoch's own mouth, okay? Because of you, okay? Now, I've asked you over and over and over to cease and desist. We see who you are now. We know who you are. We know that at the root of you is Rh positive. And it's O positive that is the king of kings when it comes to hatred, debauchery, piratism. That's you. And you go, come on, A's and B's, come on, and you'll like this. This gives you power. I'm going to give you power in my world, my Freemasonic world, where my God, the G God, the G, some of you will call Gadriel, but it's right there in the book of Enoch. Your God is Gabriel. Just saying. You change names to hide things. You use symbols. Good for you. Well, we know your symbols now. We know what a goat is. Okay, we know it's the greatest of all time. The greatest lying, thieving snake of all time. That's all. That's all you are. So what? So what? Your mother must be really proud of you. But you're a disgrace. You need to clean your dirty asses up. And that's what I'm doing. I fasted once for 26 days straight. That's between me and my God. But you bastards couldn't stand it, okay, when I was fasting. Same thing in jail when I was there for 60 days and fasted for 40 days of them. You did everything that you could to try to scare me. But I'm not easily intimidated by you. In fact, I'm not intimidated of you at all because I know what's behind the curtain. So this way, I'm going to kill your parasites. I'm going to kill them because they have assailed me. And then I'm going to fast. But I'm going to get quite a few of them out of me before I actually go to war. Because you've made this a war of unkind, unfair, a breeding program, because you're nothing but a goddamn pirate. Okay? So, and I see anybody that has ever been famous, okay? And I'm looking at faces right here. Any of these faces that have ever been famous, those are your people. Those are your people. If someone is famous, they've already licked Lucifer's butt. Okay? Like Amber Heard, they're already eating the shit. Okay? Yeah. 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 We know who you are. You ingrate bastard bitches and hoes. We know exactly who you are. You need to straighten up and fly right, or you need to go, because the head crushing is about to begin. It's about to begin. Yeah, that's coming. It's coming your way. Oh, you may get a few of us that you influenced with your pederisms and your retarded food laws that your God said was okay. Yeah. Enlil, Enki, Marduk, Ningishita. Now Ningishita, everybody says, "Oh, Ningishita, oh, he's not like the others," but he did commit the mortal sin, and that was he blended their dirty ass DNA with ours. And then didn't get out of the way. You want to be gods. You are so pathetic and ridiculous and retarded on so many levels, it's not even funny. You are no better than anyone else, and you never ever will be anything any better than anyone else. In fact, you're mostly worse than everyone else. That's what you are. Now look at these pictures of your people. So what? So what? So what? You eat shit. So what? Really? Really? You screw children. So what? So what? You're a bully. So what? So what? It's just going to make it that much sweeter to crush your goddamn heads. Okay? Get ready, because it's coming. We're going to crush your goddamn heads once and for all. And we're going to end you. We're going to unalive you so that you can go meet your maker, because that's what you've earned. So I hope you like it. You've been asked to stop. You've been told to cease and desist. And yet, you just won't do it. You just won't do it. Your dirty asses are going to hell. Trust me, you're going to hell. It's all in the book of the Secrets of Enoch. It's all in the book of Esdras, in the 70 verses that were dropped on the floor. by Shakespeare and King James. Another butt humper, okay? You know, you want your retarded lifestyle to be normal. You want us to accept that. Let me explain something to you. I don't accept it. I do not consent to it in my world. And I certainly do not stand under you. In fact, you get behind me and get underneath me where you belong. That's what you do. You're a disgrace, okay? An ever-loving disgrace. Now, get yourself cleaned up while you still can. Because it's going to be hell to pay. Don't ask for any tears. Because you've been asked over and over and over to clean your dirty asses up. We know you hate us. We don't care. We don't need your love. What makes you think we need anything from you? Take your dirty ass society and go. And don't come back. Put the lock on the door on your side, because we're putting it on our side. We don't want to see your dirty asses here ever again. Okay? That's it. You're out of here, baby. You'll see. It's coming. You're going to get finally what you have deserved. You're going to get it. And for those of you who think that you're going to find me and cause me some trouble, I got something for you. I actually got a little bit more for you than this, but that's just a little taste of what I'm saving for you. So you come on. You go ahead and you set yourself up on the 4th with your God, the internet God, that was done in CERN, which is where, you know, the faithful servant was martyred. We know all about it. You go ahead. You prepare yourselves, because you are going to meet your maker. That's where you're going. You're going to meet your maker. And nothing is going to stop that. You'll see. You'll see. But you could stand down, because we could, now that we know all of your retardedness, we could help you. Okay? But you're too proud for that. You're too proud for that, because you think you're better than everybody else. But that's okay. We don't have to take shit off of you anymore. Okay? We do not have to take your shit anymore. Okay? People, you better stop eating animals. You better stop eating humans. You better stop drinking adrenochrome. You better clean your dirty asses up before it's too late, because it's coming at you fast now. It's coming at you. You got it coming too. That is all for this video. I am done here for the day. It has been a unpleasurable situation for me to watch you. Honestly, I hope I never have to see you again after this. Those of you who are cleaning your dirty asses up, go look at Dr. Lodi's stuff. There is a girl, your girl, 1978. I'm not saying that she isn't eating meat. I don't know what her diet is, but I do know from experience that they tend to do this diet so that they can, get away without paying the piper. But remember when it says, the part in the Bible where it talks about going into dry places. And if you leave your physical temple unattended, it'll come back sevenfold on you. But just know that once you get yourself together, you're going to stay together, or you're going to end up way worse than you ever were. You'll see. Thank you very much. That concludes my video for today. Those of you who are doing the right thing, keep doing it. More power to you. Thank you very much. Have a